friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm the Lit Wizard. I like literature, I think it's lit, and I'm a wizard. And today we're going to do something a little different. I just want to kind of chat with you about what I read last month, what I would like to read this month, some recent book pickups, and some channel updates that I would like to share with everybody. So why don't we start with a quick overview of what I read in July. In July, I read 3 3/4 of a book, maybe 3 2/3. I started the month pretty strong, I think, with The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This is one that I had been wanting to get to for such an incredibly long time and finally got to. I will say I enjoyed the book. It is definitely very character first and very character heavy. Not a whole lot of plot in this book. It really felt like just a bunch of guys doing stuff, which is fine. I was warned kind of ahead of time that that is what the first book to 2 books are like, but it really all comes together in the 3rd book, at least according to one of my loyal viewers, Big Daddy E, who I appreciate. Shout out. He was my guinea pig for this, read a little bit ahead, and it sounds like it's worth my while, so I will be picking up book 2 and moving further in that series. I ended up giving book 1 3.5 stars. Good book, had a nice time, but looking forward to seeing what the rest of the trilogy and First Law series has in store for me. And the next book that I read for July was the poll winner for my last TBR video, which was Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Guys, what a good choice. Absolutely incredible book. Not at all what I was expecting. And it's essentially 6 short stories, each following a different character on this mission and kind of what their connection is to Hyperion. It leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I will definitely be reading The Fall of Hyperion at some point. Maybe not for August, but potentially as a September read. The 3rd book that I read, I absolutely blew through, and that was Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. I had picked this up on a whim a few weeks back. As we all know, M.L. Wang, Sword of Kaigen, one of my favorite books of all time. This is right up there. She hit it out of the park a second time. What an incredible book. What a cool world. What a cool magic system. Filled with really cool concepts and twists that you just don't see coming. I had to put the book down for a second and just absorb what I was reading before jumping back into it and not being able to put it down again. Easily a new 6-star read for me, and I cannot wait to see what M.L. Wang puts out next. My last book for last month, and one that I'm actually currently still reading, is Morningstar by Pierce Brown. I've been putting off finishing this initial trilogy of Red Rising for a while. I had started to kind of like read the first few pages of this probably last year, and I just wasn't in the right space at the time. So I wouldn't say I DNF'd it, but I put it down for later. I was really feeling it for whatever reason after finishing Blood Over Brighthaven, and it was the right choice because I've been having a really good time. But that's what I read for July and what I am currently reading right now. But I also wanted to show you some recent books that I picked up. Some of them are in my TBR for August, so I'm not going to show you those yet, but I will show you some of the other ones that I picked up. The first book that I want to show you is The Fall of Hyperion. I did pretty much go out right away and pick this up after that cliffhanger. Again, unlikely to get to it in August. Maybe it'll be like a stretch goal kind of book, but am hoping that I get to it in September because I need to know what happens. You can't just leave off there after that whole journey and then not tell me what happens next. I also picked up at the same time my first Octavia E. Butler book, picked up Dawn. I just wanted some more sci-fi after having read Hyperion and after Morningstar. So I grabbed this. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't read anything by her before. I've only heard good things. She's been on my list for a really long time. So I'm excited to read this one, hoping also for September. Next, I was fortunate enough to connect with a small local publisher that's actually located in New Brunswick, which is not super far from me. I met with the guy Lee who runs it. He runs kind of a one-man show over at Galleon Books, but they've got some really cool independent reads, and I wanted to pick some of them up, support local, but also wanted to expand my horizons a little bit, step out of the sci-fi fantasy zone for a hot minute, and maybe find some new palate cleansers. The first book that I picked up from Galleon is this one here. Really cool cover. It's called Notchzahar by Nelson Keene. And the back of the book, just as a quick rundown, Gerald Kurt Payne, 99, lives under a bridge in a cardboard box, a self-professed eater of souls. Nearing death, he tells his only friend, the teacher, his troubled tale from the innocence of his early years in rural Ontario, Canada, to his wild adolescence of learning to fly biplanes and stowing away to England to join the Royal Air Force, where on the other side of the channel, evil awaited him. Really quick read. It sounds really fun. It's less than 200 pages, so this will be a nice one to kind of read in between other books, and I'm really looking forward to it. The next one I grabbed from Galleon is kind of a sci-fi, so maybe not stepping too far out of the sci-fi fantasy comfort zone, but that book is called Oliver Bell and the Infinite Multiverse by Jake Swan. The little blurb on the back: bumbling math whiz Oliver Bell never meant to destroy the universe. He never planned on having to save it either. It's got a cool cover. Sounds like it's a really cool concept, and it's also only about 350 pages. So another really quick read and should be fun. Another local Canadian author that I can support. The third book, and there is one more after this, but it is in my TBR pile, so we'll get to it then, was Boom Road by Sean Lawler. This one is a fun little kind of like contemporary literature that takes place in rural New Brunswick. It says the year is 1982. Jackie O'Connor is true to his word and expects one thing from others: to be true to theirs. Growing up in rural New Brunswick on the banks of the mystical Miramichi River, leading a straightforward life and working at the sawmill, Jackie doesn't demand much of anyone else. But everything takes an unforeseen turn when he inherits a large sum of money. The world around him spins upside down, the dead come back to haunt him, and others seek to deceive him. Navigating the new reality with his dog Ruby at his side, beset with urgent requests and shadowy friendships, Jackie paddles his canoe through spiraling circumstances and an ever-changing world, attempting to keep both his vessel afloat and his moral compass straight. This just sounds like a nice book, again by a local author, and it's pretty short as well, coming in at about 220 pages. Another good little palate cleanser that I'm really looking forward to. Next, let's talk about what I hope to read in August. I'm biting off a little bit more than I can chew, I think, as the first week of August I'm traveling to Montreal for a conference, and the last week of August I'm traveling to Ontario for kind of like a birthday road trip, which should be exciting as well. So I'm really only going to have maybe 2 to 3 weeks worth of time to actually read books, but here is what I'm hoping to read. The first one, really quick, should be able to knock it out no problem, not a traditional book, but I want to finally read the 18th volume of Chainsaw Man. This is one of the very few mangas that I read that I'm really into, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next there. And in that same kind of vein, I'm also really looking forward to finally reading the 12th volume of Saga. I know I don't talk a lot about graphic novels or manga on this channel. If you'd like to see more of that, let me know. But I'm really, really, really looking forward to reading this volume of Saga. Very excited about it. Can't wait to get to this. The first real book that I want to read for August, I'm actually reading as part of a buddy read book club over with Andrew Watson in his Discord channel, and that book is The Dance of Shadows by Rogba Payne, which I'll be reading on my Kobo. This one I'm really excited about. It sounds really interesting. I'll link the Goodreads in the description below, but it's a different take on fantasy that I haven't seen before, and I'm excited to read it with a group of people so we can talk about the book. And if you're interested in reading along as well, let me know in the comments, and I will hook you up. The third book I want to read is another one that I picked up from Galleon Books when I was there visiting them. This is the first one that I actually want to read and sink my teeth into, and that book is called The Boulevard by Jared Edson. This one seems really cool. I love the cover art. You've got Ernest Hemingway, Vincent van Gogh, and the devil. The back of the book says, The Boulevard, an ambitious novel featuring Ernest Hemingway, Vincent van Gogh, Satan, and a train ride through hell. For the first time since Satan's banishment, God plans to visit the lower world and Satan is in a bind. In defiance, he's built hell in the image of heaven, but now he must destroy its beauty or face God's wrath. Singed with dark humor, packed with historical detail, and written in Edson's straightforward style, with themes that include the search for happiness and the importance of staying true to oneself, The Boulevard, first and foremost, a testament to the undeniable power of art. Hell of a synopsis. Ernest Hemingway, Vincent van Gogh, Satan, train ride through hell. I'm there. Count me in. Can't wait to see what happens. The third book, and also part of my recent book haul that I want to pick up, is I grabbed this used copy of Mordu by Alex Phoebe, and I hope I'm saying that right. I had never heard of this series before. There's 3 books so far. I think it's a trilogy. Maybe there's more books coming, I'm not sure. But I first saw, I think it was book 2 at my local bookstore, and I was immediately grabbed by the cover art. It's very similar to this. Really, really cool cover, and the blurb sounds great as well. God is dead, his corpse hidden in the catacombs beneath Mordu. In the slums of the sea-battered city, the young Nathan Treves lives with his parents, eking out a meager existence by picking treasures from the living mud and the half-formed, short-lived creatures it spawns. I'm not going to go too much more into it. You can look it up if you want to. I'll also pop the Goodreads for that below. If you've read this series before, let me know if I'm in for a treat. I just grabbed it because I think it looks great, and I'm very excited to read it. And the final book on my TBR for August that is Again, biting off a little bit more than I can chew, but I finally want to dive in to Rob and Hobb. So I picked up Ship of Magic. I've never read any Rob and Hobb before. All I know is that there's talking ships, and that is enough to sell me on this amongst the non-stop praise that I always hear for Rob and Hobb. Bit of a chunker, but nothing too crazy. Definitely excited to read this. Might bump this one up so I can get through it before the end of the month. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with my reading. You've got my reading for July, you've got what I'm reading now, you've got my recent pickups, and you've got what I'm hoping to read in August. Let's talk a little bit about the channel. First of all, I'm so grateful, thankful, surprised with the reception that my channel has gotten. We're not even 3 months in yet. We're climbing towards 600 subscribers. We'll be at 1,000 in no time. Almost every video that I publish gets really great engagement, really great comments, really cool recommendations from everybody in the community. We're already seeing a lot of returning friendly faces in our comment section and in our community posts. We've got people picking up the books that we're talking about and the books that we're reading so they can kind of read along with us, which has been really cool as well. And in this short 2.5, 3 months that I've been here so far, we've already had some real bangers on the channel, guys. The last video that I posted that did really well was my 9 fantasy books to get started with, which I think is pushing 6,000 views, which is just insane for a brand new channel. Plus the very first video that I ever published is pushing towards 5,000 views. I've got another one with about 1,500. My shorts have been doing pretty well on here and on Instagram as well. And I only have you guys to thank for that. I want to be able to keep growing this community. I recently put a poll up on the channel to see if people were interested in a Discord. Even if only a few people responded yes, that is enough to start a community and to start things growing. In my videos going forward, there will be a link in the description to join our Discord community. It is set up and it is ready to go. If you'd like to come and hang out, it might only be a couple of us for now, but we can talk about books, trade recommendations, and maybe set up some buddy reads together. Coming up on the channel, we have some horror recommendations that I'm going to be getting into probably next week. I'm also going to do a deep dive on sci-fi books that I think are really great for beginners as well. But I also want to balance those list type recommendation videos with more videos like this where we can just chat back and forth as a community, let you know kind of where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I've been up to. If there's anything specific you would like to see more of on the channel, let me know. This is a community for all of us. This isn't just about what I want to post and what I want to see on the channel. I want to know what you want to see as well. Maybe you'd like to see a book club. Maybe you'd like to see some interviews with authors. Maybe you would like to see more book reviews, more vlogs, more lists and recommendations, whatever it is, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, and we can continue to build this channel and this community together. That's all I've got for this one. Quick little fun update video for you. As always, if you're new here, welcome. If you've made it far in this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, reading is a treat, and so am I. Goodbye.